Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. Hey guys, this is another episode of How Not to Play StarCraft 2, and we are back, yes indeed. Now this video is slightly over the 50-minute mark, so I'm going to increase the speed at the start of the game to compensate. So as you can see, I'm quite excited this start of the episode. I had some pumping music on in the background, a bit of dubstep, and I was like, hey, I'm ready for this. So it's a basic setup. I go 13 pool, nothing interesting. He comes out with gateways, nothing interesting either. Now, this game, I win again. I've been uploading a lot of games I win, even though this is meant to be How Not to Play StarCraft 2. I'll have to sort that out at some point. Next game will be a game I lose. I promise, guys. Yeah, promising to lose. Doesn't sound like the greatest thing ever. So anyway, at this point, yes, at this point I see him. So I found out where his base is, and I see this probe coming along, so I get my first set of Zerglings up at the front to stop any aggressive rushing. Now, I've got my pool out. Now, I need to focus on getting this metabolic boost. I haven't been getting it often at the start. So he's done the basic wall in, block off the line. Although he's gone for photon cannons, which is a bit different. But, it's all good, it's all good. So I put my Zerglings there, and I get some more Zerglings as well. My Queen's out, about 3-minute mark, which is about standard, about what it should be. So I get all these Zerglings out. Now, I actually fail here. What I do is I try to target the drone, and of course that means I fail horribly. So, watch. I try and target the drone and I walk past him by accident. Which means that he sees all of nothing. Except I've got double gas. So, double gas is all he sees. Which could be anything, really. I could be going straight for muters, I could be going roach infestors. So he hasn't got any real play on me yet. So he's got his cybernetics core up. Now this could be a 4-gate build. Steam standard, he's only just getting his second gas. But turns out it doesn't turn out to be. So I send out some Zerglings to go to the Zelnaga towers because I'm a good player, yes. And I supply block myself here like an idiot, so I start doing some more overlords. Keeping up my injects. At about this point, yes, I go for the yes, there we are, I go for the hatchery. Cancel it because that was in the wrong positioning. There we go, so we've got the hatchery. Timing. Lose me a Grandmaster's game because I'm bad. So he's getting warp gate research, which this is a bit late, but it's about standard for a 4-gate push, not a 4-gate rush. And he's building another 2 gateways, so that's a 3-gate. So this is a pretty standard gateway build. So he's got two zealots. He's getting his stalker out, and I send some Zerglings to his expansion down here to try and stop him expanding, because if I can expand before he can, I can get the economic advantage, which is always nice. Economic advantage wins you the game. So I'm getting some Zerglings, and I get some roaches quite shortly after this. Now, unfortunately, I have 4 Zerglings here, and 4 Zerglings cannot beat 2 zealots and a stalker. So if he tries to push down here to take the expand, I'm not going to have enough forces to block him off. Really, I was going for burrow, to just burrow there, so that I'd have to force him to get an observer before he could take that base. Unfortunately, I believe he pushes. Never mind. So now he's going for a Stargate. So he's gone 3 gates. He's chrono boosting out the warp gate technology, and then he's going Stargates. Kind of mixed opinions personally, but in he comes, and of course 4 Zerglings do nothing. So he takes the base. Now, as soon as I see this, I see that he's only got a few zealots and stalkers. So I think I can take that. I've got 5 roaches. So I decide to push. I do a big pull off the mineral line to saturate my next base. I've always got a problem with this pull. I always pull too many. But I start making my drone count up to adjust for it. So I get some creep tumors out, spreading the creep in case this goes into the late game, and I start getting tunneling claws. Now I'm very fond of the roach infestor burrowed play against Protoss. I tend to find that because they don't have a great many detectors, and most people won't get a photon cannon, most people won't get photon cannons, it tends to be very easy to burrow in, pop out in their base, spew out a bunch of infested marines, and then just own them. So he spawns in some more units and comes down, and I'm like, okay bruv, hit me. So I go in. Now unfortunately I don't burrow that one fast enough, but here I start burrowing them as they take damage. I let another one die. So I pop out. Now he's got a void ray now. That changes the face of this battle really. So I pop down, let my health regen, because it regens ridiculously fast once you get the update. And now I've got lair tech, I see this void ray. So I've seen this void ray and I'm like, oh, void rays. Is he going hard void ray push? So I'm like, oh dear. So I immediately get the Hydralisk Den out. Now that's a good thing on my part, because if I hadn't got the Hydralisk Den out and he got a significant amount of void rays, in the later game he could have just ripped me to shreds. So now he's getting his probes out, saturating his mineral, he's building some more void rays. He gets his he doesn't get it yet, but he's getting his robotics facility, so he'll be able to get the I say a lot. He will be able to get the observer out, but I am building, not here yet, no, I'm not building yet, never mind, sorry guys. Curse of knowing the game. And there it is, observers, so he's just so that's a good play by him. That's clever because now he's neutralized my burrows, so I can't do anything with that anymore. So he sees me and then they just die. I noticed this, but there's nothing I can really do. So I start building a ton more units because I realise that he's now got a bunch of troops and I don't really have anything. But now this is what I'm building. Now you've seen it in I believe you've seen this tactic used in other games. The last game, the cheesing game, where the guy failed horrifically, I used the Nydus network to great effectiveness to kind of skip out of my base. Now I'm building up defences here, getting some upgrades, getting the metabolic boost, which is ridiculously late in the game. But now I put all my units into the... I'm not sure what I was attacking there. I believe, yeah, he had an observer in. So I saw that. So, what does he see now? He hasn't seen my Nydus network, so he doesn't know what's coming. Meanwhile, I'm building spore crawlers all over my base to stop observers. So now this thing comes out, and he sees it, but boom, I've got my Hydralisks out. And focus fired Hydralisks just rip through void rays. So I take out the void rays, thanks to my scouting. I knew that was what was coming, and I'm pretty much in. Now, I still have this link, so although that's not a very big force, and if he warps, well, that is actually quite a decent force, but if he warps in some units, if we look at units, if he warps in some guys, he could potentially have enough forces to beat that. Unfortunately, I'm still building troops and I still have this Nydus swarm up, so I destroyed his second gateway. I continue pushing down. He really can't do anything here. He's still got a base and he's still got cannons, but I've taken down his entire army. And although he's got 3 warp gates, he can't build as fast as I can. And that's when this happens. I just spamming a bunch more units and that's pretty much game over. I focus fire the pylons because they're powering his buildings. Try to take down the warp gate so he can't warp in any more units. And at that point it's pretty much, yeah, game over. So messaging for that is, if you see something like a void ray, instantly react to it. the second I saw that Void Ray, I got my Hydralisk Den out, because I knew that otherwise those Void Rays would become a real threat. Second, if he's got really good defenses down at his main, natural, find some way to get into his main. And third, make sure that you've always got a mix of units. If I'd have just brought in Hydralisks, his Stalkers and Zealots would have ripped out my units, but I had Roaches to absorb most of the damage. And this has been Sonic Gaming, and you've been watching How Not to Play StarCraft 2. I'll see you next time.